Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back to another video. Today, I want to talk about an experience that I had in meditation a few days ago. I am having a little bit of a difficult time filming this video. I'm not sure why. I think because shadow selves and darkness, it hits so close to home for so many of us. But I think that the vulnerability is something that we could all use, and I know that when people are vulnerable, it means something to me, and I just wanted to just share my experience with you guys. So basically, I went through a breakup. I'm not going to go into details of anything like that, but it was just something that seemed very similar to me, and it was a repeating theme. And basically, it was the first time I ever was able to just end end a relationship with somebody. I was just able to break up with that person because it wasn't serving me. Because it doesn't matter how much I care for a person, because I have to love myself more. And overcoming this was, it was so difficult for me for some reason. Well, because like you look at everything in the past, and I've just never been able to do it. I've always just been somebody that always puts other people first, especially when I love somebody or I care about somebody deeply. I always want them to be better first before me. And this is something that's caused me a lot of pain. And for me to stand my ground and to hold up to who I am and honor myself, it meant a lot to me. And so the day after I had ended it, we broke up, I had gone into this really deep meditation, because after that I was meditating for I'm still meditating a lot, for like at least like 30 minutes a day. But I did this specific meditation, and usually when I have go into meditations, I have visualizations as well. I see visions in my third eye in my head as I am in a meditative space. So I was going through this, I was having these great epiphanies, and just being at one with myself. And the meditation, it took me outside of myself, and it spun me around so that I was then looking at me, and I could see all of this in my head. And it was just, it was like, allow yourself to just cry, allow yourself to feel the emotion that you have deep inside of yourself, and just know that it's okay. And from that third party perspective, it's like a perspective of your higher self, and you're looking at you. And I just saw myself crying, and these feelings of unworthiness just surfacing, and just emoting out of me. It was literally so insane to watch, just this being me, just crying and heaving, and just being one with her emotions and her pain. And it was shocking, and it was beautiful all at the same time. And I was then led to hug myself. And as I was hugging myself, I then went into this dimly lit room, and in front of me was my ex-boyfriend that I had just broken up with. And I had this chalkboard eraser in my hand, and I just started erasing him with this chalkboard eraser. And it wasn't like I was erasing him or the meaningful times that we had together or everything that I've learned, because I'm so grateful and so thankful for every moment that we spent together. And it wasn't like I was erasing that, but I was erasing my attachment to the pain behind him. And so I just kept erasing and erasing, and soon he wasn't there. I erased all of him, and I turned to my left, and my abuser was there. And it was somebody that I was with for 3 years, broke up for a year. Well, I was with him for a year, broke up for a year, and then we were together for 3. And so like it was still, it's very intense to talk about. But I took my chalkboard eraser, and I started erasing him. And it was the most it was one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do in meditation, if not the most difficult, because it was just trying to erase like I said, I wasn't trying to erase the pain. Like it was the attachment that I was erasing. I honor the pain. I honor everything that I went through. I acknowledge the fact of what I went through. I respect myself. I went through everything that a survivor could, and I honor that. But I was, with my chalkboard eraser, erasing the attachment that I had to the pain that he had put onto me. And it was so beautiful because I could then see the pain for what it truly was, which was a lesson. And I know that a lot of people won't be able to relate to that, but it was such an incredible experience. And then in the meditation, I turned to the left once again, and standing in front of me was my first love. And I was able to take my eraser and start erasing her and all of the pain that she had inflicted on me. But like I said, it's not really, it just, I feel like there's less, it's just less attachment is what I'm saying. It's like I understand and respect everything that I went through with them, and I'm so grateful, but the attachment to my pain is now gone. Okay, and now when I turn to the left one more time to make a full circle in my meditation, and standing in front of me was my shadow self, this like towering shadow, like kind of like monstery creature. It just like jagged and just it was intense but not scary. It was intense but not scary. And it was kind of just screaming at me like, how could you forget about me? How could you not love me? How could you not nurture me? Like just all of these angry things. And I just looked at it with so much love in my eyes and in my heart. And I'm sorry. I know, I'm sorry, and I love you. You deserve for somebody to love you, and I will love you. And as I was just pouring so much love into this shadow, it started to melt away. And it melted away into my child self. And I saw my child self in front of me. And I just picked her up and I held her within my chest. And I just whispered to her, I will nurture you. I'm so sorry I forgot about you. You are worthy. You are worthy. And that was the end of the meditation. I've never in my life felt so whole and so connected to all of my pain and all of its purpose. And I think that the more that I go through life and the more that I experience, there's so much to learn, and there's so much beauty, because now, where I am now, I have never felt that sort of happiness that sits deep within my soul, the kind of happiness that nobody can take away from you, the kind of happiness that doesn't rely on somebody's perception of who you are or somebody deeming you worthy. It's the happiness that nobody can steal. And because don't get me wrong, I have a lot of work to still do, but to be able to look at my shadow without fearing it, to love my shadow without wanting to get rid of it, that is where all of this is stemming from. This is where all of this happiness is stemming from, because I feel such a deep peace and deep love in my heart. And I know that this feeling of just euphoria is possible for everybody, because if you would have told me like 5 years ago that I would have just went through a breakup a week ago and I would have felt this at peace, I would have said, you're shitting me. There's no way. But it's because I love myself, and because I found happiness within myself, that it's a happiness that nobody can take from me. It's a happiness that I will continue to pour into myself. And every single person on this earth is worthy of this and is capable of this. Because I cannot stress to you enough, you guys, I did not think that I would make it to 22. I'm almost 23. I literally, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Love yourself. You're worthy. You're so fucking worthy. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you.